Alright, and here is a video review for ToyWorld's EVILA Star. EVILA Star. It was originally named Devil Star, and they changed it at the last minute to EVILA Star. EVILA Star. But either way, it's their version of Astro Train. And you can see here, like right now he's got his pistols attached up on top, and you don't have to do that. You can, that's just a storage space for alt mode if you want to use it. But you can take it off, and it's a really nice looking train. I love ToyWorld's alt mode designs on these guys. There's a few minor issues, but nothing super major. Like, it's a nice black steam locomotive. Now, it's obviously not G1 colored. You can see some purple here, and there are some nods to the G1 color scheme, but oh, these should be down too. So front wheels here. But it is a black train and a white space shuttle with some purple highlights versus, you know, the all gray and purple that Astro Train was and that DX9's version was. And just as a quick comparison, here it is with DX9's Chigger. And you can see, like this one is a nice solid train, but I really like the ToyWorld design here, just in alt mode, in the train mode here. And one of the things that I like about it is, you know, like DX9's had the rolling wheels with the you know, little connector arm there, but on ToyWorld's, when you rotate the wheels, they actually connect together and they all turn together as one. Now, sometimes if you can see, like if that gets off, they don't move together, that can get stuck. But all the wheels here do turn together when this thing thinks. It's a little hard to get it while it's rolling. It's not going to roll very well here on a flat surface. It needs a little bit of grip to really get the wheels rolling. But if you roll it on like carpet or something textured, you can get those wheels rolling pretty well. Like I said, as long as they all move in unison, it works really well. If you try to just spin one wheel, eventually you're going to get this back wheel will kind of get up a little higher and it will get stuck a little bit. But if you're rolling all three wheels together, you can see it works quite well to give a little locomotion to the train. It does cause a couple issues in Space Shuttle mode, but we'll get to that when we do that mode. All right, so he comes in kind of what's become the standard ToyWorld packaging with the styrofoam block inside the box, like Roar and Grant and Infinidor and all the newer stuff they've been putting out. The throttle bots, I think, are still coming in the blister bubbles inside the box that match the previous releases. I've seen Shinebug and whatever Wide Load's called in that type of packaging. But he comes in that standard packaging. You get like a little baggie with the instructions and a little plastic bio card in there, which you can pop out. Instructions are okay. They miss a couple steps that are kind of important, or at least more helpful in transforming him. But we'll get into all that as we transform him into Space Shuttle mode. Now, in the old Astro Train toy, you flipped in the front of, you know, the Space Shuttle cockpit to form the front of the train. And in this case, it's opposite. This is the back of the shuttle, and the front of the shuttle is up here. It's a little tricky to get everything going here. There's a lot of folding panels around each other. So even doing it a few times, following the instructions and getting it down, it's kind of a wing and a prayer here. So and especially doing it from behind the camera in this manner is going to be a little bit more difficult than just playing with it. But it's not super horrible. We'll get through it. So you pop off this front piece. You just lift it up like this, and you can see the thrusters spring out. They're kind of smushed in by a spring, and they spring out of the front of the train here. Flip this little cow catcher bumper piece up, and then you pull it out. You kind of grab the smokestack here and rotate it around that. You pull it out and rotate it around, plug it back in. And we're going to leave that attached. The instruction sheet to just snap it right back in place. But there's some stuff going on down here that it's going to help to have this piece free. Because now the wings, you can see there's a tab on one side of this. So you want to put that one down first when going back, and then tab the other wing into it, which is kind of nice to have those lock underneath. So flip those up. Unpeg the little bar here from the front wheel, or I guess technically the rear wheel. So unpeg that from there, move this back, and then fold this wing up. Oh, also these pieces push in, and that's one of the problems in train mode, is because you can kind of pull them out, but I haven't found a way to make them latch into place. They just kind of slide out. So chances are you're going to go pick this up or move it around and squeeze those, and they're going to go in. And you have to grab this little tab to get them back out. Now, if they do sink in, it doesn't really aesthetically ruin the look of the train, but they are supposed to be puffed out like that on the side versus pushed in. But anyway, you fold the wheel up, and you can use one of the smaller wheel holes to kind of tab that. They don't latch or anything, but it just kind of holds it, keeps it from rotating. In there, you just kind of fold those up against the side like that. Now here's where it's easier to have this undone, because the wings come down. And get them past that wheel there, but they're supposed to sit a little lower than they do right here, and that's because this black piece right here rotates, and they don't show that in the instructions. You can see there's a little, it pegs in up here, and it also rotates up here. It's easier if you go ahead and fold these panels right here back, and you can kind of see there's the edge of it right there, and you want to push it so it rotates on both ends. It's probably going to pop it out here on this back piece, just because so that white panel does lift up later on in transformation to get the head out and everything. So yeah, so it rotates around that. This side rotates a little easier if you do it right. But you need to rotate this black piece down. Yeah, see, like that. And that popped out too. So push that back into the little peg hole there. Also, one of the screw covers popped off. It was this side right here. So yeah, we'll push that back into place. One of the screw covers is really tight and one likes to pop off. You just push that right back in there. So once you've got these rotated down, you can go ahead and snap this back up into the top here. And once that's done, you can see there's a little groove here on the back, so you can slide the wings back on this bar, and they tab in, they slide right into that slot right there. It helps keep them in place. And we'll do the same on that side. And then the tail fin. Actually, you want to leave this unpegged here for this next part. I forgot about that. You're supposed to be able to like open this up, flip this little panel out right here, and pull the fin up. You can see the shuttle fin sitting in there, but it doesn't sit low enough to really get at it. So you kind of want to, again, should have just left this unpegged. You can lift this piece up, and there's this little gray tab right here is the bottom of the fin. So come up here and push that up, and that lets you get a good grip on it. And it kind of slides up and back. And you want to make sure to lift it up because there's a tab here. You want to make sure it comes all the way back so this piece can then fold back in and fill in that gap. And it'll sit flatter when we get this all done. But right in there. And then you can tab it, pull this down, snap it back into place, and tab these into place. That makes it a lot easier. And the instructions show this all being done without unpegging this rear part. But unpegging that rear part makes it so much easier to rotate these and get that fin out that I just recommend doing it that way. And then we close these back up. There you go. See, that'll hold that panel in place. And you can see now that all fills everything in. And then you can pull this up, flip this back up, and tab it back into place here on the back. Or you can just have the whole thing come unpegged again because that's always fun. There we go. Snap that back in there. The tail tabs into that. Make sure these slide back into those slots. And then you've got the rear of the shuttle done. And then these wheels, once you rotate this panel down, you don't have any conflicts. You can fold those wheels down just like that. Slot those in like that. And now we do the front of the shuttle, which you can see much like on DX9's version, you gotta kind of flip it around because they're in the wrong position. So you open this up here, pull these back just to get them out of the way for a moment. And then you need to rotate, pull them out, rotate these kind of around, and then rotate the whole waist assembly. Move the panels you need to out of the way to rotate that whole front end. And then this piece, you open this up somehow. Yeah, you open it. Okay. Oh, you open this side up, and then rotate this piece out flat like that, and then close that back up. And same on this side. Open this up, rotate this panel around, and close that back up. Rotate the panel forward, and fold the wheels in. Make sure the wheels fold all the way flat. There's two hinges. It folds down like that, and then it folds down at this pivot point as well. So you want to make sure those sit completely flat in there so you can peg this all together. And then Take the whole front end and tab it together here. Straighten this up. Oh, get those panels out of the way. This has a little tab that should fit under there. Tab all that together. Set it in place. Fold this panel back behind the wing. Fold these panels back in under the bottom. Now that gap right there is where these panels were sitting inside. That purple you saw on the top of the train is where there's these panels right here. And then close these panels back up. Fold the wingtips down. These panels right here rotate around to cover the train wheels, and then you can see there's tabs on the inside. So when you once you've got these rotated around, they peg into each other back here, just like that underneath the train. Or on the shuttle. But before you do that, while these are open, you want to flip out the landing gear right here. There's a landing gear in the front, one on each side. That kind of forms one solid. It's not really solid, but one landing. Oh yeah, it's just once you have it all pegged together, and then peg these back together. And then on the underside of the wings, there's a couple little landing struts back here. Now these, like I said, here's the one problem with these things in shuttle mode. These are not secured, just a little loose. You flip these panels forward to form the wing, and these will actually tab in here to the front of the shuttle. If you remember, that was one of the problems with DX9's version, is that the panels didn't tab in very well. But these will tab in right there on the side of the shuttle. And these, there's a little groove here that this peg doesn't quite sit in, but you can kind of, and I think that's kind of an oversight. I feel like if you shaved those down just a little bit, squared those off, you could get those to peg in right there, like that, and not be a nuisance. But as it is, they just kind of sit loosely. You just got to kind of find a good angle to have those sit at underneath the shuttle wing. All right, so he's not staying pegged in front. There we go. And there is the shuttle mode. If we can get him to stay pegged together. Come on. There we go. Everybody stay pegged together. So similar to DX9's, it doesn't want to stay pegged together in the front. But there's the shuttle mode. And you can see it's got the 5 thrusters in the back. Aside from the purple, it's a pretty accurate shuttle mode. Not 100%, because again, it is a transformer and it does have a few, it has some kibble and design choices on it that the normal shuttle doesn't. But the general shape is there versus the DX9 version, which I like the stylistic version of this one, but you can see how much chubbier and shorter in proportion the DX9 version is with when you have these two compared. A little taller. Wider. It's a stockier shuttle, but it doesn't look like a bad shuttle. This one looks more like the traditional NASA shuttle, albeit not in the right colors. So yeah, you can, if you want, if you leave these wheels back on the back flipped up, you can peg the guns onto the side of the shuttle there on each side. It's entirely up to you. I usually just stick them off to the side, but or you can peg them underneath here on the front, where they were pegged in on the train, like that if you want, or backwards if you just want to have them out of the way. But yeah. All right, and on to robot mode. So we bring these up in, fold up all the landing gear again. The wings obviously are going to stay pretty much where they're at. We can go ahead and just unpeg these and fold these up just to get them out of the way while we transform them. But like you said, it's pretty basic here. Split the legs apart. I'll fold up these panels. Makes sense. Bring these panels down onto the lower legs. The front parts are going to form the feet. And what's cool here is that the nose of the shuttle forms the heel. And once you've got that folded back, this little clear red panel flips out. And makes him look less like a ball. It kind of fills in that heel area, supports the back, and makes it look like it's not just this one little ball joint that forms his ankle. It gives him a little bit of support there, which is kind of cool. And then the foot flips out. This little piece right here flips up kind of to fill in the upper part of the foot. And then you just there's a little notch right here that you can easily flip the toe out. right there. And this you can kind of stick wherever. You can have it sit down here on the foot. You can fold it up however you want to position that to form his foot there. And same on this side. This is going to fold back down around to the front here. So bring that down, rotate that, flip this little clear red piece out, flip the toe out, and then use that little divot right there to just flip the rest of the toe out. And you see there, you've pretty much got the legs done. Now on the upper body, this is where it gets a little tricky. You want to unpeg this right here. Bring this down. Go ahead and unpeg this whole upper torso bit from the back, because the arms are going to fold out like this. And then the shoulder panels lift up, revealing the arm. I'll flip these open. And actually, there's no real place to catch the fist. But if you open this up, you can see there's the back of the fist right there. So you can open it up and push that through, which will allow you to get a grip on the hand here and pull it out. Yeah, come here. There we go. Rotate the fist around and then close those panels up. Same on this arm. Lift up the shoulder pad right here. Open up the panel. Open up this panel. Push that through right there until you can grab it on the other side. Rotate it. Close the panels. And there his arms are done. Now these panels right here, and this is what I think is pretty cool. These panels right here fold back, open up, and see there's his abdomen. And then these panels continue on around and then angle in and peg into the side here, just like that, to form kind of that angled abdomen there, which I think is kind of a neat idea. Flip his head up, and this panel comes up. Head comes all the way up. This panel comes up and kind of sits in these tabs right here. Let me lift this up a little bit so we can get to the upper body of the robot a little better. So yeah, here's the upper part. Oh, still not quite high enough here. Get a refocus here. Brighten it up a little bit. There we go. And then I think you're pretty much done with the upper torso. You got to get this piece down, and this piece comes out. Okay, there we go. This piece comes down and out, and then this piece. It's on this hinge here. I gotta remember how this red piece folds, because this red piece folds out. There on one of the screw covers again. There we go. It settles down in there like that to allow this to come down and sit behind the back. And when you fold this up, this piece will tab right into here. These pointy bits will go in the slots here on either side of the thrusters, and then these pegs, of course, will peg back into these holes where they were before. So it's just a matter of getting everything closed up and tab together here. I find it helps if you go ahead and peg this onto the tops of these posts first, although getting the leverage to do that can be a pain. Get all that pegged in, and then bring this down and up. Panel slipped, and snap that into place just like that. And then this piece right here, you open this up, fold this in, and fold it in flat like that. Slide this down to right here, and then open up the wing panels here. And there he is in robot mode. Yeah, come here. Ah, nuts. I got his toes all messed up again. There we go. So we'll stand him up. We'll pick up that screw cover that just fell on the floor. And again, here you still have that same issue of his those train covers not sitting quite right. Something's not right here on his legs. There we go. The wings sit back here, and again, you got to kind of get these in a position to stay put. Although with the wingtip back there, it's a little easier to get them to stay in place like that. They are still loose, but they'll sit a little bit more securely, resting up against the tip of the wing. Come on, sit flat, feet. There we go. Where'd that screw cover go? There it is. All right. Like I said, it's just that one screw cover that likes to pop off, and that may just be a QC issue. That might not be an issue with yours. Do we see where that goes here? You can get these pieces back up onto the back as well. Oh, yep, there we go. Here's where the screw cover goes, so we'll go ahead and pop that right back in. If we can in this angle. Come on. There we go. Push that back in. Get that settled back. Now, the wings are a little floppy on the back of his legs, or on the back of his body, but not horrible. And yeah, there we go. So snap everything into place, and there we go. I'm trying to figure out why one leg is not sitting as docilely as the other. Come back up here. There we go. There we go. Well, no, why is... I'm not sure here why one leg seems to want to sit higher than the other. They're the same length. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, and then you just peg his guns in to his hand. He does have articulated fingers here. They are all one piece. Just peg the guns in, wrap his hand around him. You can give him one rifle or two. We'll just give him one for right now, just for a comparison, since DX9's only has the one. Like that, and he's got the other one. You can give that in his other hand. Now, like I said, this little red visor piece comes off, and you can give him two eyes. Now, let's see if we can't. I'll move the camera a little closer to his face. There's his face with two eyes, and like I said, you get this little red visor piece here, which just clips on over his eyeballs here into his helmet, and then that gives him the visor. So it's entirely up to you how you wish to display him. Let's see if we can get him full robot mode here. It looks like we're just going to be able to do it. There we go. So yeah, there he is in robot mode. Here he is compared to DX9's version, who you can see is a little larger, which is weird because like in all of his alt modes, the train's about the same size. His shuttle mode, while shorter, is a lot longer than DX9's Astro train. But here in robot mode, you can see DX9 has a lot more mass to it in bot mode. Here's a quick with both of them with Leader Megatron, just to give you an idea. But yeah, like I said, I think I like... I keep looking on the floor for something that dropped, even though I know I've picked up everything, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, I like ToyWorld's alt modes a lot better. I think they look more like what they're supposed to look like. There's a lot, and not there's anything wrong with DX9s. They just took a lot more creative liberties with the alt modes. They're both pretty solid. Once you get them done, you can see there's they both have a lot of panels and little fiddly bits to get right. I think DX9's has a little bit more of a solid transformation, all in all, but they are both very, very fiddly with some of the panels that have to get done. I do think I like DX9's robot mode a lot better. It just looks a little more chunky and solid and imposing. Plus, I like the gray and purple over the mostly white and black with some purple and gold highlights on it. Just color-wise. If they did this one in the standard Astro Trade colors, I think it would be a little closer. But I do love the alt modes. The design look of this guy, I like him in a lot of his alt modes a lot better. I think overall, I would if I only had to keep one of them, I think I'd keep the DX9. But they both have their strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, we'll do a quick little articulation here, real quick. He does have a ball jointed head here. He's got the universal shoulders. He's got a bicep swivel, hinge elbows. He's got the wrist swivel. Does he have a waist swivel? He does have a waist swivel there, right underneath the waddy part, or the waist piece there. He's got you can see there's a swivel there at the hip, and then an outward swivel just below that. He does have a thigh swivel here, as well as ratcheting knees that are ratcheting so well that I can't get them to move right now. But he does have ratcheting knees. And then he's got the ball joint ankle, which this little piece right here does kind of support that a little bit. But if you move that clear piece out of the way, you get a lot more range of motion there in the ankle. So yeah. But there it is. There is ToyWorld's EVILA Star, formerly Devil Star, their version of Astro Train.